Good morning, everyone. So it's Sunday, and I decided that I'm going to do a Sunday roast, but I'm going to do a center cut pork loin roast. And I'm going to use a method that I haven't done on this channel yet. Not that the channel's been around for very long, but it will leave a cut of meat that a lot of times ends up dry. It will still end up very moist and very flavorful. So I hope you enjoy. Hi, I'm Karen, and this is Grandma's New England Kitchen. I'm starting with a center cut pork loin, and what I want to do is get it nicely seasoned. But the first thing I'm going to do is add some olive oil. It's a very lean cut, so this is just one way of adding a little bit of extra fat to it. And then lots of salt and pepper. It is a pretty nice size cut of meat, so you want to make sure you season it well. I'll just do everything on each side. So salt and pepper. And then I'm using this Kinder's Brazilian steak seasoning. It's a chimichurri one. And just sprinkle this all. Coat it really well. And turn it over and do the same thing on this side. Salt. Pepper. And the chimichurri seasoning. Now, I am going to tie this up to get it more uniform. And there's all different ways that you can tie them, but I'm just going to do individual ones to try to get it as round as I can. And I just have one of these. Okay, now that's all tied off. Let's get some scissors. Okay, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is put it in a vacuum seal bag. And I am going to be using my sous vide. Put the puppy down in there. Let me wipe my hands off. And over here is my vacuum sealer. Okay, let me go get washed up. I'm going to grab my phone and then we're going to get this down to the sous vide. So I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so Jewel, I guess, was bought out by Breville. And So here's setting it up. So I do want to set the time and temp, and hopefully you can see this. We do want it pinkish. We don't like it too rare, but I do a little pinkish because I am going to finish it off and brown it. So it's going to cook even a little bit more. So next, we're really probably about 3 inches in thickness. So go to next. It is a fresh, not frozen. And then let's cook. It's going to take about 1 hour and 30 minutes. I can turn this on to auto start it, the timer, when it starts to cook. And it started running over there. So once it gets up to temperature, it's at 91.8 right now for the water. Once it gets up to its target temperature, then the timer will start counting down. So I'll bring you back when that comes out of the sous vide. Easy way of cooking. I love it. One, you just take that out and don't have as much of a mess. So I'll see you in a bit. To go with the pork loin roast that I'm doing today in the sous vide, I am going to make a sauerkraut salad. And for that, I'll do 2 16-ounce packets of naturally fermented sauerkraut that I will not drain the juice out of. Then I'm going to grate 2 little apples. These are snow apples. Okay. Let's get the apple down in there. Let me grab a bench scraper. I'm going to end up needing it anyway. Then the next thing is going to be some onion. And I will use a red onion for this. And I'm just going to use the slicing end. Maybe. There we go. And have onions fly everywhere. Oh boy. Oh, making me cry. Actually, that is enough onion. So I'm not too worried about the big pieces that don't get in there. Woo-hoo. Okay. I just realized I forgot my carrot, so I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So I did go ahead and chop up about a cup worth of celery. Now, Karen, you got the bench scraper? Use a bench scraper. And I have some gigantic carrots. So it's going to be about a cup of carrot. And back to grating. There we go. About a cup of carrot. Drizzle some olive oil. It's going to be about a quarter of a cup of olive oil. A half a cup of apple cider vinegar. Almost to the half a cup mark. So apple cider vinegar, that's raw apple cider vinegar with the mother. And then about 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and that will be this filled to the very tippy top. Yeah, it wouldn't be me cooking unless that happened, now would it? There we go. And I know that's a lot of sugar. This is an organic sugar, but you need that with all of the tartness. Just pickling everything. Oh boy, do I have a mess. I would be so happy if I could do a video sometime and not end up making a disaster like I just have. Okay, let me go wash my hands up and I'll be right back. Okay, Messy Me is back. Oh boy. So the next thing you want to do is just stir everything together. And let's see if I can keep it all in a bowl. Should have got a nice gigantic size bowl for me. And once everything's mixed together nicely, you want to cover this. Best is to let it set overnight. For us, it's not going to happen because it's going with our pork roast tonight. But it still will be fine tonight. This does end up being a beautiful side for a pork roast. Everything is all mixed together. I do like to tap it down to try to get it all down into the juice so it can all marinate. Cover it with some plastic wrap. And off to the refrigerator this will go. So I'll see you later on when the pork is ready to go on to the next step. We are to the point. The pork loin roast is out, and I'm going to get it out of the package. I do have a pan over here heating up to start searing it. What I want to do is get it down on the paper, and all of the juices, I have a chicken broth here that I'm going to throw that down into. Do not want to waste it. So I'll put that off to the side. The next thing that I'm going to do is over here in my pan, I'm going to put some olive oil down and a little bit of butter. And let's just peel this out and put a little knob of butter down. And I don't think you can see, but I am taking the little ties off that I put on earlier. The one thing when you use a sous vide is it doesn't brown. And that is where we're going to put that down to sear. Okay, this is browning nicely. And then after that, I will wrap it up in some foil to rest. There we go. I try to roll it around to get everything, all the sides. I do have it on a very high temperature. Okay, so this is nicely brown. So now I'm going to wrap it up in some foil to rest and then move on to the gravy. So this is half of a very large shallot and 2 cloves of garlic. And I can actually take this down in temperature now. Don't need it so high. And then this is a turkey stock. It already has some cornstarch in it for thickening. I think I said chicken earlier, but it is a turkey stock. And the drippings from making the roast. It's starting to thicken up. So it was actually turkey stock that was down in there and cornstarch. And that was 1 cup of turkey stock and then the drippings. Okay. That is done. So let me go ahead and get everything together and clean this up, let this rest, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so everything is ready. I did make some mashed potatoes. And then when I went to heat them up, I accidentally added a little bit too much milk. So they're a little loose, but that's okay. Don't waste the juice. Put it down in there. And mix that in. Okay, let's cut the pork. It should be nice and juicy. And it is. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can get close to. Oh, that light's too bright maybe for it. Hold on. Not too happy with the light, but it is extremely juicy. Let's see. Let's see what I can do. I'm trying to get a good shot of this. It's very juicy. So let's go on back and finish making everything up. Oh, that's so juicy. Alrighty. And then the gravy. I'm very disappointed that I put too much milk in my. Here we go. Oh, it's very tender cutting it. Extremely tender. This is not dry pork at all. Very flavorful. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, I forgot the sauerkraut salad. So, here we go. That's really good. Not too sweet. Nice and crisp and refreshing. Fantastic to go with a very rich meal like this. I hope you enjoy. Hope you give it a try. If you have a sous vide, I highly recommend doing pork in the sous vide. I actually do quite a bit in the sous vide. I did our Christmas prime rib in it and then seared it off under the broiler. And that was fantastic too. But I hope you give it a try. And if you like this, hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good evening.